Hello everybody, welcome back to Screenstars. I'm here today to bring you my review for the 2024 psychological horror, The Rule of Jenny Penn. The film is co-written and directed by James Ashcroft and it stars John Lithgow and Geoffrey Rush. Now the film focuses on an elderly care home in New Zealand. Geoffrey Rush is a respected judge, we see at the beginning of the film, and he essentially has a stroke, quite a severe stroke, that ends up with him getting put in this elderly home. He's hopeful that he can recuperate enough to go home, but he has lost a lot of his motor functions and needs a wheelchair to get round, but he's still got his spirit. However, fairly soon after getting to this home, he discovers another resident there called Dave, played by John Lithgow, who essentially walks around everywhere with a puppet on his hand that he calls Jenny Penn. Some residents in this care home are given puppets as therapy, and he has taken this a bit literal. And for many years, he has terrorized the residents in this residential home in many different ways. And he has now focused his attention on Geoffrey Rush's character, Stefan. All in the while trying to break him and make him worship the rule of Jenny Penn, as he calls his puppet. Right, what are my thoughts on the rule of Jenny Penn? Well, I immediately, when I knew this was coming out on Shudder, and it is available to watch on Shudder now, certainly in the UK anyway, when I saw this, I was like immediately interested. I saw the trailer and I was like, yeah, I'm all in on this. This looks fantastic. It's one of those kind of slow burns, like psychological horror stroke thrillers that has got two outstanding leads in the film, and you know you're in for a treat. Just the very concept of this is just, it's tantalizing. If you like watching really good actors just being allowed to kind of do what they do, and they are both Geoffrey Rush and John Lithgow, I think, are executive producers here as well, so they're obviously passionate about this project too. I think that you're going to get something fairly special here, and you really do. This is fantastic to watch, is this one. It is odd, disturbing, deeply enthralling, and it's just so watchable. The performances here by both Geoffrey Rush and John Lithgow are absolutely outstanding. Now, John Lithgow, as we know, can play just the most wonderful villains. If you look at his filmography, he's done it over and over and over again. Many would probably point to his Trinity performance in Dexter as his greatest villainous performance, but he's done so many, it's up for debate, I suppose. Well, he delivers here a stunningly chilling performance. You're not sure if the guy's just absolutely batshit, or if he's aware of what he's doing, or if that puppet is controlling him. It hints at all three in this film. You don't really know where he's coming from. It looks to me like he's wearing contact lenses in this film to kind of make him look more sinister. He is manipulative. He is a bully. He psychologically terrorizes these residents in this home. He's quite happy to lead them to their deaths. He is honestly a reprehensible arsehole, and he's played with such delight and freedom by John Lithgow that, I think this has to be a debate as to whether this is one of his best performances, and that is a long list as far as I'm concerned with this actor. His performance just gets under your skin, and I really felt for Geoffrey Rush's character Stefan in this. This once respected judge who has been reduced to almost a prisoner in his own body at times, being targeted by John Lithgow's character, but still having the spirit to fight back and not be broken by him and push back, even though this other character, this sinister Dave Creeley, is manipulating the residents and the staff to all think like it's Geoffrey Rush's character that's the problem here, not him. And then you've got this bloody puppet, and he does the most awful thing in the film with this puppet. He, like I say, he terrorizes these residents to the point where they're absolutely petrified of him, and he'll say to them, he'll show them the puppet, and he'll say, "Who rules?" And if he's got them under the thumb, they'll turn around and they'll say, "Jenny Penn." And then he kind of turns it round like that, and then says, "Right, lick her arsehole." And they lick the back of his hand there, which is Jenny Penn's arsehole, as he calls it. And it's just like, oh, it's really awful and cringy and sinister. And that is this film. It is uncomfortable to watch at times, but impossible at the same time to take your eyes off it. Two mammoth performances by these leads, and these sometimes can be my favourite type of films. You know, these veteran actors that are just kind of given this kind of material in like an indie film and just allowed to just run with it and just go wild with their performances. While obviously Geoffrey Rush and John Lithgow are the main characters in this film, you know, it's banged full of, you know, lots of other elderly actors. I mean, I don't actually know if it was filmed in a real old people's home and some of the people in there weren't actors. I don't really know. I've not really researched all that. But it felt like a real care home, elderly home, residential home, whatever you want to call it. And it felt absolutely tragic for many of them that were living there. It was a terrible existence, it would seem, it felt like as well. I mean, they weren't mistreated or anything by the staff. Quite the opposite. The staff always appeared to be quite caring and lovable and, you know, sensitive and all that kind of stuff. It is just this awful character, Dave Creeley, John Lithgow's character, like wandering the corridors on an evening, deciding who he's going to torment that night. And it's just, yeah, it really did get under my skin, this one, guys. I thought it was superbly made. It deserves to be seen by a lot of people, I think, this one. I think this, for me, is one of those films that, you know, these people that have created this, and I mean the director and everybody else and the actors, deserve credit for what they've done here. They've given us like something fresh, you know, something new, something that leaves you with questions when you finish watching it, you know. You're not really sure what's happened there, you know, with this character, what's going on with this puppet. It doesn't give you any of the answers. It allows you to kind of come up with your own solutions, sort of thing, or your own answers. It doesn't pander you. It doesn't hand feed you. It doesn't treat you like an idiot, you know, with exposition left, right, and centre. It's just a carefully written, well-written piece. Beautifully performed by two veteran actors that is memorable and stays with you. I mean, I watched this yesterday. I'm on Saturday. I'm not sure when I'm putting this review out, but I watched this on Saturday, and Saturday night I was having, no, I won't call them nightmares, but I was kind of dreaming like of this kind of film. It's one of those films that kind of gets under your skin, gets into your head a little bit, and it lingers with you. And those for me can be the best type of movies, the ones that you can't forget sometimes, even if you want to. So strongly recommend this, guys. If you like good quality, like psychological horror, this is one not to miss, in my opinion. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this review. I'll be back with plenty more content on the channel very, very soon.